Hello and welcome to Brett Dupree's Awesome Health Journey. I am, of course, am Brett Dupree, and today is going to be a little ranty because I didn't really plan out. I don't plan out what I'm going to say. I always have a general idea, but a new idea came up to me because, I'm having a sad day, if you will, or a sad time at this moment. It's just feeling kind of sad, feeling kind of lonely and just thinking about life and some of the things about it, especially when it comes to being kind to myself, really putting an emphasis of kind of like thinking about what I talked about yesterday of starting now and being in the now and just recognize where I am. And a lot of it I'm noticing more and more with working with my health and food and my relationship with food that really transfers to all aspects of life, even when it comes to an emotional self. Because recognizing the fact that really need to be more kind to myself. I think with personal growth and personal development and spirituality, there's this idea that I should be better because I should know better because I do know better. I have a better idea of all these tools, and maybe I shouldn't be sad or should have dealt with things differently. But more and more thinking about it, and surprisingly, I'm on on like philosophy slash relationship TikTok. I watch way too much TikTok, but it does have a lot of things. But thinking about listening to this one lady talk about how the way your trauma responses, especially the ones you have your kid, aren't bad. They are there to protect you, and really embodying and thinking about that, especially when it comes to part of me thinking that I made a mistake when it came to dealing with my ex of like kind of keeping her in my life for a while with the idea because like intellectually I just couldn't see our relationship working out and the parts that I needed for it to work out weren't there and not really embracing that until she found another man and then finally dealing with the emotions of the breakup like 6 months after we broke up. But recognizing, especially on days like this, if I didn't, I was in a interesting predicament because I was in a position where A, I didn't see the relationship working out, but B, I also didn't really want to abandon her uh, in the situation she was in, and just in case she needed me if things really hit the fan, which was there's potential of that with things going on in her life. Don't need to go into her things, but like I wanted to be there for her because I just didn't want to abandon her to leave a terrible and go through something terrible alone without me. And maybe that's too much. Maybe I was putting too much on myself. But at the same time, that's how I was dealing with it and with dealing with my own things as well. And really think about it, like I really couldn't be there like I wanted to or would want to because, we're broken up and I don't want to get back together due to the fact that I don't see us working out, but I still love her and dealing with all those things, but also dealing with my depression at the time. Like I didn't really have the emotional capacity to do more and talk more and really be radically honest, which is, I guess, something I think I should work on is just being more honest with people so I can be more honest with myself and being more honest with myself so I can be more honest with people. But yes, as I said, Randy. But thinking about that and recognizing that I was doing the best I can with what I was having, with how I was having. I mean, this was emphasized to me a couple days ago when I get this in the mail. This is my multivitamin Sport Formula 99. I hope it's not scammy, but it's not a cheap multivitamin. Um, Even though I get a discount and free omega-3 oil. And, I know multivitamins are kind of scammy, so I don't know if I actually need it. But I don't know. I know my diet can't out vitamin a unhealthy diet, but at the same time, I'm just thinking to myself. So, anyways, um, I went to pick up the vitamin in the mail, and it wasn't there. It was like the box. We have these lock boxes, and the box was empty. That means the person who was the post office person put the wrong key in my fucking. Sorry for cussing. No, after yesterday. Sorry for cussing. Uh, put the key in the wrong key in the box or put it in the wrong whatever. And so I was pissed. That really upset me. Plus, because I was number one, I was out, so I really wanted to use it. And number two, it's $40 something package. I don't want it gone. I want it. Plus, it's a hot day. I don't want it to ruin my vitamins by cooking them in those hot boxes. And I was angry. I was just like, I want my vitamins. Give me my vitamins. And that made me in a bad mood, a pissed off mood. So if people are dealing with me during that time, they're going to deal with someone who's kind of pissed off about those things. And also thinking of like other situations with talking to people, but they're going through what they're going through, but I'm also going through my thing. And that feeling of loneliness that I'm feeling is affecting how I deal with people now. And because there's this anxiety that just exists because of it. And I'm dealing with it the best I can, but can I be open and honest with it all the time? And the answer is no, because my first inclination is to shut down, kind of. And so thinking about certain situations where I think I could have handled it better, or at least talk things through a little bit better, and recognizing the fact that, like, well, maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe I acted the way I should have based on where I was at that moment at that time. And today, using hindsight being 2020, I can actually work on making a better choice next time, and work on making a better decision next time, and learning from it, and constantly learning from it, because I think that's what they mean. Like, life is constantly learning. I mean, I used to really like this quote. If you look at yourself yesterday, you're not thinking how naive I was, you're standing still. But the idea that also puts a lot of pressure on yourself, because life isn't consistent growth. You're not like growing, growing, growing. Oh, I'm never going to deal with that issue again. It's growing, growing, growing. Oh, crap. Something happened. Now I'm dealing with that issue again. And it's and then I know it's just sometimes, I mean, I think that's where they say ignorance is bliss, because once you know you have a pattern and you get into that pattern again, you can get upset. I know I can. I mean, that's what I'm saying. For me, once I'm in a pattern and I know that pattern, I can get upset when I get stuck in that pattern again. When I act a certain way based on certain stimulus, when I tell myself I was going to act that way again, well, there you go. And so I'm saying, just be kind to myself and recognize the fact that I'm going to make the same mistakes over and over again. Still, always, probably for the rest of my life. The same mistakes based off the same stimulus, based off the same things. And then I can work on being better. And it worked with food. I'm not saying 100% awesome with food all the time, but I'm so much better than I was, because I just accepted the fact that I can binge eat. And if I deny myself food, I will binge eat. And the fact that it's okay if I do, and just making it. I just noticed that making things okay with myself makes me more likely to make a better decision. But when I deny myself when I shame myself, when I consistently shame myself for that reaction, it's almost like, I think that's what they mean by inviting it back, because it kind of creates this dichotomy of maybe a barrier, resistance. I don't know. It just makes me more likely to do it, rather, because I'm denying some aspect of myself rather than accepting that I'm in that pattern, because then I can recognize I'm in that pattern, because I'm no longer telling myself I can't act that way. If that makes sense. I don't know. This is kind of ranty. I guess sometimes in life I'm thinking about things, and you just got a insight into how this brain works in real time, because that's kind of like what I'm thinking about right now. I just need to be kinder to myself still, and recognize that always being, always becoming, and sometimes I'm becoming backwards, or becoming the same pattern, or making the same mistakes. And that's okay. Sometimes I'm gonna make the same mistakes. So yeah, I guess, I don't know. Hope this was helpful, I guess.